Please subscribe.
The 2018 Toyota Corolla is the white bread of new cars. Satisfying sustenance without much excitement, a car that does its job with only the occasional hint of flair. That's not an insult. Toyota has sold more than 40 million Corollas globally over the last few generations, and the car is as much a household name as is Wonder Bread. And about as thrilling, which is why we've scored it a reasonable but not top-notch 6.5 out of 10. The latest Corolla rolls into 2018 largely identical, aside from the deletion of a 50th anniversary special edition. 51st anniversary doesn't have quite the same ring. Illuminated vanity mirrors are now standard on all models, while XLE and SE models add a leather-wrapped, 3-spoke steering wheel to the roster of equipment. An important note: Toyota offers two different versions of the Corolla, each with its own story to tell. We've grouped them together, the Corolla sedan and the Corolla M hatchback, since they share a name and a basic outlook on life. The Corolla M, known briefly as the Scion M before that brand was folded into Toyota's portfolio, is essentially a European market 5-door hatchback. It has its own interior design and, underneath, its suspension is considerably more sophisticated. Our rating is based on the sedan, which significantly outsells the M, but we'll make note of differences between the two designs as necessary. The Corolla sedan is available in L, Eco, XLE, SE, and XSE trim levels, all with 4-cylinder power and a commendably high level of standard safety equipment. The Corolla M is only offered in one configuration that slots in about equivalent to the Corolla SE sedan. Regardless of body style, the Toyota Corolla scores well for its comfort and efficiency, as well as its crash test record, but it loses some points for a chintzy feel inside, its questionable value, and because many rivals deliver more personality without diluting the practical nature that makes the Corolla so appealing. The 2018 Corolla range is fitted with a 1.8-liter inline-4 engine rated at 132 horsepower in most sedans. The Eco sedan, as its name implies, is tuned for efficiency and, oddly enough, its version of the 4-cylinder engine offers 8 more HP. Most Corollas are equipped with a continuously variable transmission, CVT, although a 6-speed manual is available on the SE sedan and the M hatchback. Make no mistake, the Corolla's underpinnings and steering are tuned for comfort and not performance, although the M's multi-link rear suspension endows it with a little more curvy road tenacity. All models are well equipped from the get-go, although none is a particularly stellar value in terms of their list prices. Similarly, the Corolla range scores in the 30 miles per gallon combined neighborhood, which is on the high side for compact cars, but not quite class-leading. Always something of a wallflower, the Toyota Corolla isn't exactly the kind of car that's going to make you stand out in a parking lot. For many of us, that's just fine. We've pulled a point off for a few awkward lines to the Corolla sedan's exterior style and its curiously high ride height, but the Corolla M hatchback is a little more interesting to behold. As it is, the 2018 Toyota Corolla is a 4 out of 10 in our eyes. Read more about how we rate cars. L and the trim levels are the humblest of the group, with plastic hubcaps covering their steel wheels and little in the way of exterior adornment. SE and XSE trim levels stand out more with their stylish alloy wheels and a few revisions to their front and rear bumpers. They're not quite sporty, though, given how high they sit. In the real world, that's fine since the Corolla has an unusually high 6.7 inches of ground clearance. Inside, a nearly vertical dashboard presents all controls in a logical, easy-to-sort-through manner. It's not the most stylish look, but Corolla's interior is nicely done with interesting use of blue lighting, attractive seat fabrics on most models and pleasant contrasting stitching running across the dashboard's edges. Unfortunately, even a loaded model has a few switch blanks that detract from an otherwise pleasant ambience. We like the Corolla M's more expressive style more. As a 5-door hatchback, it boasts a long roofline and a larger greenhouse for passengers and their gear. Some neat styling touches give it a European flair, which isn't much of a surprise since it's sold globally with few changes as the Toyota RS. Inside, however, the Corolla M's dashboard is nearly identical to the Corolla sedan, although its infotainment system isn't quite as well integrated. If you plan to get your kicks behind the wheel of a zippy sports car, the Toyota Corolla may not be the ride for you. It's average in every way, with handling that's safe and confident without being entertaining, a ride quality that's smooth but not particularly plush, and engines that are refined but don't endow this line up with much verve. It's the definition of a 5 out of 10 on our scale, a good baseline. All Corolla models are powered by versions of a 1.8-liter inline-4 engine. Most you'll find on dealer lots will be equipped with a CVT, but the 6-speed manual can be had on the Corolla SE sedan and on the Corolla M hatchback. The 1.8-liter puts out 132 horsepower and 128 pound-feet of torque in most versions of the sedan. The Eco uses a special valve timing system to save fuel that has the pleasant side effect of adding 8 horsepower, albeit at the expense of 2 pounds to foot. The Corolla M's version of this motor is rated at 137 horsepower and 126 pounds to foot, but we wouldn't get too lost in the numbers if we were you. In terms of acceleration, all are adequate. The CVT forces them to spend a lot of time at higher engine speeds, but ample sound deadening and a decent stereo should keep most engine rumble at bay. A thick-rimmed 3-spoke steering wheel, now leather-wrapped on all but L trim levels, hints at a sporting prowess that, even on SE and XSE trims, simply isn't there. The Corolla's steering is light with minimal feedback from the road. It gets the job done with confidence, but it's not there to play. Same goes for the Corolla sedan's suspension, which offers lots of wheel travel to absorb big bumps and thus delivers a soft ride and a fair amount of body lean in corners. The Corolla M's higher-tech rear suspension endows it with a little more curvy road tenacity. It rides a little more firmly, but not to the point where most road imperfections will jostle passengers. The 2018 Toyota Corolla checks all the right boxes inside on paper, but in reality it doesn't feel as nice as its high sticker price asks buyers to pay. We've given it extra points for front and rear comfort but have deducted 1 for a generally low rent feel that's increasingly absent on many of its rivals. That makes it a 6 out of 10. All models have a height-adjustable driver's seat. It's power-adjusted on Corolla XLE and XSE models, which also features synthetic leather upholstery that doesn't quite feel like the real McCoy but should wear better over time. Both front seats are supportive and moderately bolstered. There's good legroom in the rear, although 3 abreast is a little tight for extended trips. No Corolla is luxurious inside, but we have higher expectations for the XLE and XSE models. There's plenty of shiny, overly grained plastic trim where some rivals have put in a muted metallic or a soft touch panel. Additionally, the infotainment system in the Corolla M isn't integrated especially well into its dash, looking instead like an aftermarket unit bought at a big box electronics retailer. Lower-end versions of the Corolla are littered with switch blanks inside, a reminder that you could have spent more. Competitors do a better job hiding their lack of features. Sure, the Corolla isn't positioned to compete with high-specification versions of compact sedans like the Mazda 3 and Honda Civic, but it would be nice to see Toyota try a little harder here. The 2018 Toyota Corolla is an exceptionally safe small car, regardless of which model buyers select. We commend its high level of standard safety equipment and both federal and independent testers have praised its crashworthiness. Every Corolla is equipped with a high level of safety tech, LED headlights, automatic emergency braking that can detect pedestrians and vehicles, automatic high beams, and lane departure warnings in addition to expected features like 8 airbags and stability control. Corolla sedans also include adaptive cruise control. This rates the Corolla a top safety pick thanks both to all that equipment and to their crashworthiness in the event of an accident. The NHTSA says that Corolla rates 5 stars overall, although it scores 4 stars in the frontal collision test and 4 for rollover. The 2018 Toyota Corolla is offered in 2 body configurations and more than half a dozen trim levels. Even at the bottom end, it is well equipped, and while the range-topping Corolla XLE and XSE models don't feel like mini Bentleys, they aren't missing much, either. We've awarded points above average for the Corolla's high level of basic equipment and its good technology story. That's enough for a 7 out of 10. Read more about how we rate cars. First, let's talk about the Corolla sedan, available in L, La Eco, SE, XLE, and XSE trim levels. The Corolla L is the gateway to this lineup. It's only offered in a limited number of colors and has the look and feel of a model destined for least special ads on the radio. But it's not a bare-bones car. A 6.1-inch touchscreen infotainment system with USB and O input jacks, a rear-view camera, air conditioning, adaptive cruise control, power windows and locks, and Bluetooth are all standard. The Corolla and La Eco add automatic climate control, a flop-down armrest integrated into the rear seat back, a 3.5-inch TFT screen in the instrument cluster, and keyless entry. The La Eco stands apart with its engine-tuned more for efficiency via a special valve train setup and its slow-rolling resistance tires that help earn it up to 2 miles per gallon combined above the regular Corolla. La models can also be ordered with a few options like an upgraded infotainment system that uses a connected smartphone's data plan to provide an on-screen navigation map and a power moonroof. The Corolla SE includes a leather-wrapped steering wheel, seats upholstered in a combination of leatherette and fabric, a 7.0-inch infotainment system, standard on manual transmission versions and optional with the CVT, and alloy wheels. Finally, the Corolla XLE and XSE have a power driver's seat, heated front seats, and a proximity key. XSE models differ from XLEs mainly in their exterior styling and interior upholstery. A full, integrated navigation system is optional on XLE and XSE models. Notably absent are some upmarket options like branded premium audio, a large moonroof, leather upholstery, and air-conditioned seats, features available on many rivals. The difference, however, is that a fully loaded Corolla sedan tops out around $24,000, while some competitors approach or even exceed $30,000. If you want a decadent small car experience, you'll need to shop elsewhere. Just be prepared to pay it. The Corolla M hatchback is outfitted about like a Corolla SE sedan. The only choice buyers need to make, other than color, is whether they want a manual or CVT. All IMs have a 7.0-inch Pioneer branded audio system, a rear-view camera, power windows and locks, and 17-inch alloy wheels. There's no heated seats, keyless ignition, or power moonroof here, but at roughly $21,000 the Corolla M way undercuts most of its competitors. The 2018 Toyota Corolla is fuel efficient, but it's lacking hardware that others use to push it to the top of its class. This year, the most popular trim levels of the Corolla rate 28 miles per gallon city, 36 highway, 32 combined. That's good enough for an 8 out of 10. Opt for SE, XSE, and XLE models with their slightly larger wheels, and that figure dips to 28/35 of a mile per gallon. The 6-speed manual Corolla SE, an admittedly rare bird, is thirstier yet, 27/35 of a mile per gallon. But things turn around with the Corolla Eco. Its more efficient version of the standard Corolla's 1.8-liter 4-cylinder engine combines with special tires to produce much better numbers, 30/40 of a mile per gallon with 15-inch wheels and 29/38 of a mile per gallon with the optional 16s. Not bad. Also, not great. Several competitors top 40 miles per gallon on the highway without forcing buyers to seek out a special efficiency-oriented model with low rolling resistance tires that may not be great in wet climbs. For instance, the bulk of Chevrolet Cruze, Mazda 3, and Honda Civic sedans you'll find on dealer lots all top 40 miles per gallon while still riding on bigger wheels with grippier tires. It's pretty much the same story with the Corolla M27/35/30ths of a mile per gallon with the 6-speed manual and 28/36/31 of a mile per gallon with the optional CVT.